welcome to Reality NSFW coverage of the challenge with me, Jonny Fairplay, joined by Lauren Pratt and Alex Trias. This is our new Wednesday night lineup here on Reality NSFW. We had earlier tonight Brent Walgamont and Zach Hacker covering the HOH and POV on Big Brother Canada. So if you did not get that earlier, go check it out. It is absolute fire. We have combined two shows. We had our reaction show and their expert show. And for those of you that weren't paying attention, Zach and I were not experts. I was actually cheating and listening to the reaction show, trying to get tidbits of information. And this is the second time this entire season I've actually watched the challenge on a Wednesday night. And it's a lot of fun watching live. It's been a while, and I followed it with a little coverage of Big Brother Canada from Zach and Brent. Watched a little AEW wrestling. This has been a pretty exciting Wednesday night for me, but the most exciting part of my Wednesday night is here with you guys. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great, Johnny. I'm glad to have you on Wednesday nights. It's the true Wednesday Night Wars now, and I think we'll come up on top.
Yeah, you came over to the dark side. So how's it being with us now? You're stuck with us cool cats over here.
Well, Alex is cool. Lauren, I'm frightened of you. I've mentioned that in other podcasts, and that hasn't changed being here with you live tonight. I would not want to be in the crater with you, Lauren.
Probably not. No. I'm pretty feisty.
I imagine. So if I had a gold skull and you were going for it, I would hand it over. That's where we're at with this. So oh my God, I had a prop. I'll grab it in a second. I always like to talk about at the beginning of the show on what was the expert coverage, the previously on the challenge. And I thought this was cool. We got to see Killer Cam, Killer Kyle, the Killers. Those were the good old days, folks, right?
Right.
Yes.
It seems like such a long time ago, but no, merely 2 weeks when that infamous, fabulous duo was together, and you know, fast forward to the end of this episode, Kyle does that beautiful smile, not quite as big as it was back then.
Not at all. The journey of Kyle, and he sort of says it at the end of the episode, is this karma for all the side comments I've made over the years? And it's finally coming to him. I'm like, I just want to see Kyle succeed.
I think Kyle's pretty light. I mean, you know, if I had a representative of myself in the challenge, I think first and foremost it would be Devin, but right after that is Kyle. So I mean, no one's comparing me to CT.
No, unfortunately not for you, but definitely the Kyle and Devin reference. You fit that arc so much, and I don't picture you inside the challenge house per se, but definitely how you were on Survivor. I could see the similarities between you guys.
Well, you even have people earlier in the season, some of the rookies going, everyone tells me Kyle's a liar, but I think he's telling me the truth. And I think we've heard that at least once before for you, Johnny.
You know what? I just got a Snapchat follow from Dara, who said those exact same words many years ago. Did you guys know tomorrow's my birthday?
Yes.
Is that crazy? So I'll be 26. Man, time flies. Man,
if only you could be clubbing in Iceland.
God, did CT look a little creepy clubbing by himself?
Yes.
There's just that one like solo shot. I was just like, oh man, like I don't think CT is back in everyone's good graces quite yet.
No, he's most certainly not. I think he was trying to own it, but it was just poor.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Epic fail. Did you guys catch the song to start the episode?
I did not catch the song to start. I know the one for when they go to the club.
Well, I missed that one. I got the one for the crater, but we'll get there. So we left with the cliffhanger. This was our second cliffhanger episode in a row. I was a little worried that we were going to get a cliffhanger on the realignment of the agents, but it snuck it in just in the nick of time. So we start where we left off with the Survive the Night challenge. And my man Kyle, I mean, Devin is missed. I think he brought the fire when it came to the confessionals, but Kyle's right there to slip into that spot. And it's Num's testicles. The guy's been out of here for minutes, and they're already on the plate.
He has really good timing with all that, and he's just like you said, he's a gift in the confessional. They're lucky to have him on there because not everyone on this season is able to deliver like he does.
No, not at all. Like we were talking on we have a Patreon Q&A that we do every week on the Patreon side of things. And if you guys are interested in becoming patrons, go to Patreon go to adfreeNSFW.com. All the information's there. Try any level. Hey, any guys think about joining us and you were on the bubble, try it. If you don't like it, I'll send your money back. No one's being held hostage at the Patreon for Reality NSFW. So, but I had mentioned, like, one of the questions last night, in fact, was, what's a normal day like on Survivor? And if there's a challenge, it's fun. If there's not, you're just bored out of your fucking mind. And with me, I would wake up, I would who was talking to one another, because I felt like early morning conversations were kind of the realer conversations. Like, basically, once you get the good talking out of the way, then you're just like, who's left? And maybe that pairing isn't as important. So I'd pay attention to that. And then, if we had tree mail or whatever, that's usually a chance for some of your lesser talkers, the people that aren't carrying the confessionals, that's a chance for them to just get some form of television time. And it was so weird. Like, with me, like, I would, I was the narrator of my season, but they were also pulling me to go get tree mail. And I was just like, am I reading this? Am I the loser here? But apparently they just wanted me to have every second of airtime possible. But yeah, no, Kyle definitely with the gift of gab, and Corey, I feel like, is coming to his own as this season has progressed.
Yeah, Corey usually does pretty well in his confessionals. He just has to get into that moment where he's feeling himself, and then he's able to just like cut it and be like, I know I can rip anyone in here because I'm all in love with them outside the show, so I have no problem eviscerating them in the confessional. Yeah.
So I mean, I felt he wasn't that strong earlier in the season, and I mean, it's got to be the ability to to grab a partner as an agent as a partner, keep that partner for as long as possible, and that just grows your confidence internally.
Well, you'll like this tidbit, Johnny. Here, actually, they're saying that Corey might have more partners this season than he has hookups in his entire MTV career.
Yeah,
so that's saying something.
Yeah, so I saw on Twitter while the episode was ending, and he has, on reality TV, he has hooked up with 9 different people. He is now on his 7th partner on this season.
Oh, wow.
He needs to break the record.
I know, he might break it.
Close. It's close.
It's close.
Man, see, that's why right there is reason enough for me never to do the challenge. I would just hate for Corey to break my heart. All right, so step 1 of the Survive the Night challenge is actually what it's explained to us that step 1 is drop the heavy bombs. But before that, we have the screaming and the lights. And I feel like we had some overacting by our challengers as to how horrific the screaming and the lights are. I mean, right?
Yeah, like I would find it annoying, but I wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, I'm dying." It's Saw. No, it's not Saw. You're safe.
They've been through worse too. And I add with this challenge in particular, I was so disappointed because I was hoping for a full-on overnight challenge like we've seen on previous seasons. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, Leroy says that they get back around 5 a.m. That could or could not have been the case.
Yeah.
So who really knows, right?
Yeah, we don't really know. But like you said, we start off with you have to pick up the heavy bomb. You have to hold it for as long as TJ tells you to hold it, which ends up being about 2 hours. But in this time, we're hearing more from Nanny saying, like, we're getting pounded over our head this episode. Nanny's like, this is my time. Even if I don't win, they're going to vote me in. It's my time to get a skull. And you have, on the other side of things, Fessy like, I ain't trying worth a damn.
Yeah.
I need a new partner.
Yeah. So Fessy does not want to be the double agent because he will be stuck with Anissa if that's the case. Kyle not trying, not for strategy's sake, just because he just doesn't want to try.
Well, he like face palms the bomb in Nani's face. It's like literally like resting right on there. And if I'm her, I'm gonna be like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah, I appreciated that. For someone like on Pearl Islands, an early tribe challenge was we had to like all of us held this rope and suspended on our tribe. We suspended Michelle in this like teepee thing over the water, and the other tribe suspended Dara. And it was crazy because like before we went out there, they're like, pick your lightest person before and send ahead. So it was almost me. And like at the last minute, like Michelle's like, can I potentially be lighter? And I was just like, my personal philosophy on Survivor is never put yourself in a situation where you can be the reason for losing. So I'm just like, if they're picking one person for something, that one person could be responsible for a loss. So I'm just like, I definitely think you're lighter than me. So it was, and she was like, she said it was the most uncomfortable thing of her life. It was so painful. It was horrible. And I was just like, yes. But then I'm sitting there, you know, doing the tug of war, you know, like holding the rope, suspending her over the water. And I purposely didn't apply any pressure to help whatsoever.
You left it all to Rupert to start with.
Well, I mean, we're eliminated every 5 minutes or two, whatever. You're removed, and so you know, I think Sandra was first, and then me, or maybe I might have even been third. I was second or third. Who knows? Who cares? I pulled 0. I'm like, I don't like the people in the back are doing the heavy lifting. I don't care. So, like, what would I really change if I tried?
So true. But what would you have rather tried? Sitting on that teepee or eating this disgusting food and cheese juice?
See, like, I did Celebrity Fear Factor, and since it was celebrity, we didn't have to eat anything because they feel like that's demeaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that was the only thing I could do. So like I was like, give me some cow dick, Joe Rogan's. but yeah, I didn't I was disappointed. I can eat anything with hot sauce. I think you give me some hotter Texas Pete, I'm all in. I don't care what it is. I mean, because you know I got Vienna sausages in the cupboard. I mean, that's pretty much it. If you had to really, if you had the opportunity, and I suggest no one take it, but if you had the opportunity to see what Vienna sausages or those hot sausages you see at convenience stores and truck stops, I'm pretty sure that's made of everything that was on that plate in front of them.
Might be true, but you never know. I agree with you, though. Anything with spice, I can do all day long. I love it.
Yeah, so what we had there was 2 bottles of cheese juice. We had some fermented shark and Nom's testicles for everyone to eat. And Anissa has seen some big balls in her life, but none the size of this.
I saw big the real immunity challenge on Survivor was not the actual competition for the immunity necklace or whatever. It was who had to sit in front of Rupert on the rowboat going, because Rupert had the skirt. He had the biggest balls I've ever seen. Like they were the size of potatoes. They're like 2 huge potatoes and just as clean. And that's not a compliment in any way.
My God.
So Anissa, you want the ball challenge? I bring you the ball challenge. Rupert Boneham has the biggest balls of any human being I've ever seen in my life.
That's where you just need a comparison picture of what they had on their plate and then what you're now describing.
2 potatoes, like 2 big baked potatoes. Like not the small potatoes that like the purple and the the yellow and the white medley. I'm talking the big, like you go to
The
like
rustic.
the Western Sizzlin potato bar, and that's the potatoes they give you.
The fact that
Shout out
has
to
not
Western
left your
Sizzlin.
image in your mind is very concerning.
Yeah. Oh,
And
it's
it's
the
an
I
image
mean,
that
like
won't escape
nightmares. I mean, I still think about Rupert's huge potato balls. My balls.
Maybe that's why he couldn't be in the pants anymore.
Yeah, I can't imagine how he sleeps. Jeez.
But yeah,
I'm a runner. Rupert could never be a runner. It's not possible.
No. Give him a place to just pull a rope. He can do that. But we do see here the eating portion. It is a big thing with the challenge. We've seen it time and time again on multiple seasons. And it does show for some people who you can bring to a final or not, because sometimes in those finals there is gross food parts or punishments if you're not able to do certain tasks. And you also see how people can communicate. And we see the beginning of Cam and CT going, we do not vibe together. Even though we're both strong competitors, we are not vibing together.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a purposely done non-vibe on Cam's part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of thought that the best case scenario for Leroy and Cam was to split up. You have, so if one of the two wins, then they both win. I mean, It's not like Leroy's gonna get home and be like, you can't have none of this money.
You don't know that. People have done crazier things, but
they live together in Texas. They will share the money.
Yeah,
and we've talked about that before with people living together, and then all of a sudden they're broken up.
Well, one of them's brought up later this episode, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, but they've been together for years, right?
Yeah,
they've been together for a while. They're a couple that's gonna stay together.
Yeah,
easily rootable. Like them both. They're great.
Yeah, I mean, like Leroy ain't breaking up with her. Leroy's the nicest guy. I can't imagine if Leroy ever had a girlfriend before Cam that he broke up. Like even if he was miserable, he'd be like, well, I'm here. I'm a good dude. I'm staying. I mean, and Cam seems pretty nice. So I think they're a pretty perfect couple. So if I'm them, it's like in craps. You play the field.
Yep.
And it almost feels like she's purposely sabotaging it. So at the end, she gets back with Leroy, and I'm just like, that bad move. Play the field.
Yeah, I agree. They should. I agree. Their best case scenario is them being with different people, and the dynamic between Leroy and Casey is amazing. I think that they're great for each other, and they should go and run the final. Maybe Cam shouldn't be with CT. Maybe I think her and Kyle's vibe is way better, so maybe they'll end up together. But I think Leroy and Casey have the best shot as a duo right now to win the entire thing.
But yeah, if you're Cam, who would you? If you had the option of CT or Kyle, who would you choose?
Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Because Cam needs to be a leader. Cam needs to be a leader. Kyle's the perfect person who can take direction and is very good in finals. CT's good in finals too, but Kyle almost beat Johnny Bananas last season, climbing the mountain, which is always a major part of it. He's very well rounded.
There's going to be a mountain in this final.
Yeah. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. There's always a mountain. If they want a mountain, they'll find one.
Yeah.
And if you can't communicate,
absolutely. Like I'm willing to bet. Well, no, I've said that on Survivor. That didn't work out for me. I'm willing to bet $5 that there's a mountain on this final, on CT's final, that you need a gold score. You're not okay.
Yeah, exactly. But someone like Kyle, who yes, he's taller, but he's lean. Going up those altitudes, he's gonna do better than someone like CT or a Fessy, who are just so big and massive that it's going to weigh them down, because we've seen it time and time again on the challenge. The bigger dudes that everyone's like, oh, we don't want to go against them in the final, they gas out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never said Fessy. So.
Well, no, that's true. But one of the strongest, in my opinion, a great competitor, he got so many cramps on his final and gassed out and lost it. Like, it happens all the time. And I think, too, it comes down to communication. If you're running with a partner and you're not on the same page, it doesn't go well no matter how big of a badass you are, both of you.
Yeah.
I think Cam and CT, both big badasses, but they can't get on the same page. Therefore, I don't think they're going to do well together if they run a final.
I think they could potentially. As I said, I think it's more of a sabotage on Cam's part, but maybe not. Maybe they just don't. They just don't vibe. I mean, there's plenty of people in the world I don't vibe with. I assure you.
Yeah, I feel like her sabotaging it was more in line with what we saw this episode. Was they wanted Nanny to get her opportunity to get a skull. There's 100% chance she gets her opportunity if Leroy and Casey are the ones going in, whereas CT's sort of an unknown variable to them, and he could mess with their plans for that to happen.
Yeah. So I did love Corey saying, man, I love this cheese wire. Go ahead and hook me up with some more. Immediately followed by projectile vomiting. And this is repeated multiple. I mean, like the most graphic vomiting I've probably seen on any reality television challenge that involves food.
You need to rewatch previous seasons. I've seen way worse.
They love their vomit.
It was pretty amazing, though. But I'm saying, why isn't a vomit an automatic DQ?
Because they are at least like attempting to eat it.
It doesn't. If that's the case, I can fake eat something all day. Like I can fake eat, vomit my way through anything. That's
what Fessy was doing. He literally would put something in his mouth and it would just like come right out. He oh gosh, don't even get me started with him. He freaking sucks, y'all. Oh, I will. He's awful. Literally. Why? He literally can't even act. Anissa calls him out too and says it, and Fessy's thinking, oh, I'm getting away with making it look like I'm not actually throwing it when I am.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. And then she even said, she goes, you could be a bad actor. I'm just like, he's a bad actor now. You don't need to be in anything to be a bad actor. He's mission accomplished. So, but no, I mean, Survivor and Fear Factor, you have to eat whatever the item is, open your mouth, show that it's down.
Yep.
And then you get credit. If you throw up any of it, unless you pick it up off the ground and fucking eat it, it doesn't count.
Oh, yeah. I think they more care for wanting to see all the cut scenes of people vomiting than actually seeing the people finish eating it.
I don't, I say
I
no.
agree with you.
Yeah, I agree.
So essentially, Johnny, you're saying that everything that they throw up in the bucket, you expect them to have to then drink that to actually complete the full portion of the challenge.
On Survivor and Fear Factor, you do, yes.
Okay. That could be interesting.
I mean, you don't have to eat, you don't have to drink the bile, but you have to literally pick the food out of it and re-eat it.
You got to contact TJ. Let TJ know, hey, next season I need to see this.
Well, I don't think you get the vomit shot. I think they want those fucking vomit shots. Show that beautiful bean footage. It's the same. Show me the vomit.
But yeah, a couple more things from this round. A couple good one-liners I also loved was when Darrell and Amber B were trying to eat the Nam's testicles, and Darrell goes, "Oh, eat those. The balls are the best part." It cuts back to him going, "I hate this, but I know I have to eat it."
Yeah. So yeah, Nanny won't eat, and it's just like, don't you need a gold skull? Like, you could not stop me from eating if I'm Nanny.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting all your faith in someone else's deal.
Yep. That's her. That's always that same thing last season. She went the entire season afraid to go in. Then suddenly it's like one of the last opportunities. She's like, I've been waiting to go in this entire time, but I need these people to throw me in and make it this situation. Like she thinks she got it this time, but she won't always get the perfect scenario every single time. Like sometimes you just have to fight, go in, put it on your terms.
That's crazy. I mean, because I feel like she's a stronger girl.
She is a strong girl. She is a strong force.
Problem.
I think
self-confidence.
How the skulls work, she's essentially waiting way too long because she was looking for that perfect matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one last thing from the food, it was Casey who says this is the closest she's been to balls her entire life.
I would be willing to bet on that.
I would be willing to bet on that too.
Yeah. I met her girlfriend at Hearts Reality. Holy moly, there's no balls there. Was it Chrissy from Big Brother? She's beautiful. I mean, fucking smoke show.
I don't think her girlfriend was on Big Brother, but unless she has a new one.
She's.
We got to look into that. I'm not sure, actually.
Okay.
Well, she can tell us herself.
Someone in the chat do a Google search. As I said, I want to say her name is Chrissy. I don't know.
But yeah, so we have two teams sort of going forward ahead, really, that we focus on, and that's Corey and Gabby, who both want to fight to get their skulls. Yeah. And then you have Leroy and Casey, who are like, we need to win this so that no one can separate us.
Yeah.
And so the next round is you have to solve an equation and a code. And Cam and Leroy, or Cam, basically was the third member of their team.
Yeah.
They would tell her the equation. She's like, oh, it's this. It's this.
Why couldn't they do math?
Well,
a lot. You would be surprised.
I enter a lot of stuff with the fallback of no one said there'd be math. And so I'm ready to throw my hands up too. But I'm not fighting for a gold skull or to at least keep a gold skull. So no, like you have the grease from the food. I mean, like you have enough instruments there to formulate a mathematical equation where you are. I mean, we saw Cam, like it wasn't like Cam's fucking Rain Man going, oh yeah, 8,612 times 4,000. Oh, that's obviously no, she's fucking doing math like.
Yeah.
Well, you had
they're risking yelling out the code. I mean, was everyone's code different?
I'm not sure.
I didn't look it up.
The number that Corey said was different than the number that Cam said.
I agree. That's what I was noticing.
It didn't matter if they yelled it out.
I mean, they admitted it. Leroy is like, Casey, you got this, right? He said that in his confessional.
He's like, I don't do math.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I would have made all the lockbox codes the same so that if you did yell out the numbers, then it could be used against you by someone that's right there with you.
Yeah.
2 flaws in this fucking challenge already that I fucking found. MTV, call me up. You need a fucking challenge producer, brother.
Well, we go from there, and it's now the fourth task, and they have these little tiny hammers, and they have to hammer away against these cinder blocks to find the hidden key. But it seemed like they were able to power through that real quick, at least editing-wise they did.
Well, I think theirs happened to be in one of the top blocks, and I would imagine, like someone like me, I would be like, it's not going to be in one of the top blocks. So I'm going to pull a block from the fucking bottom, and then the one that it's in is going to find its way to the absolute bottom of the fucking pile because I'm going to outthink my fucking self.
Yeah,
good strategy.
They seem to get through it.
Hey, Fairplay, go fuck yourself. It's a recurring theme in my life, Lauren, I assure you.
Yeah, but we go from there, and now it's yet to scratch this blackboard in order to get the hidden message. And they seem to suddenly, like, first thing I was thinking was, why don't you just try to use the hammer or your other stuff? And they're like trying to claw at it. I'm like, no, break the shit out of it.
It's because they're not as smart as you, Alex. Come on now.
I didn't say that.
That was weird. Like, it seemed like they had so much trouble with that.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, we don't actually see them successfully do it. We just see the aftermath of like, I'm wondering if it's one of those things where there was actually a flaw in that and they just stopped and did it for, I mean, think about it. We didn't see 1 second of them actually removing the whatever it was covering up the message.
Yeah, it's either that or the magic of editing. One way or the other, something happened there, and suddenly it shows you the key to your freedom lies beneath.
Yeah. But I mean, like, why didn't we see 1 second of them successfully removing
Well,
Like
see, that's noted that we need to ask somebody what actually went down so we can get the full scoop.
Well, that might be one of those. It's like shut the fuck up. Like I got free tickets to I get free wrestling tickets. Whatever wrestling promotion it is. Like I've been in the business, so I get free tickets. So I went to a SmackDown one time, and SmackDown used to record on Tuesday nights, and then it would air on Friday night or whatever. And so I went, comp tickets, and I think it was like second row maybe. And Kane and Randy Orton are in the ring, and they hate each other. They're preparing for a big fight at the pay-per-view or whatever. So this is like one of the last shows before the pay-per-view, and like they're staring each other down, and Kane's like, "This Sunday, I'm gonna kill you," blah blah blah, whatever. And then Randy stares at him, and then you see Randy whisper to Kane. And then Kane whispers back to Randy, and then Randy goes, and when that happens, and I was just like, oh my God. Because it's tapes. So they don't give a fuck. So Randy had no idea what his fucking lines were, whispered, "What are my lines?" Kane tells him his lines, and then he doesn't. But I didn't put that I have friends that are in, like this Monday, I'll be on ProWrestling.net talking about the Fastlane pay-per-view. Every Monday after WB pay-per-view, I'm live at 4 p.m. Eastern at ProWrestling.net. So, but when my friend, after the show, my friend's like, "Hey, can you send me the spoilers for SmackDown?" The spoilers that get out there, but I didn't rat out Randy Orton for not knowing his lines, because I'm just like, these guys gave me free fucking tickets, whereas the challenge is like, these motherfuckers pay me money. I'm not going to talk about how they took a fucking piece of sandpaper and scratched off that because it was fucked up, and then put it back up in our cell. You're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, if only Lolo was still in the game, she would have told us.
Oh, Lolo would have told us.
That would have been all over Twitter, everything.
And then realized, I broke my NDA.
The reason I did not win the challenge double agents is because they used sandpaper to remove the covering of the code.
Yeah, but essentially what we see here is we do see Corey and Gabby catching up. They're at the cinder blocks, but at that point, Leroy and Casey dug. They found their baby-ass nail filers, used them on some Ziplocs, and then opened their cage.
They were bitching about the baby-ass nail filers, but at the same time, it didn't look like they had difficulty once they got them.
No. Not at all.
I thought they had to use the baby-ass nail filers on their handcuffs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking chain. Like, you're going to use this on a chain, and that's why it's going to take so long to do it. Like, that's why everything was small. But then, no, it's just these little zips on. Boom, boom.
They could have fucking chewed their way out.
Yeah. Leroy's strong. Leroy could have just broke it with his hands.
And probably did.
Not true.
But yeah, the baby nail file seemed more than adequate for the job.
They just wanted to add an extra step into the challenge, I guess. But you guys are right. I think they could have just ripped through it themselves. Hey, a team probably should have tried that at the beginning. I can get out of this thing without having to do all the other elements.
Yeah. I'm curious how hardcore they were to holding them to the steps involved. I don't know. I think I hated this more than the drone challenge.
I can see why you said, like, I at least appreciated that they went through a process, but there's so much more potential you could do with a night challenge, and I just felt like they're like, oh, we didn't really have a plan for this. We expected more people. Escape room. Those are fun. That's modern.
Escape room would have been cool. Like, I felt this was weak.
Well, did they even explain if they did drop the bomb that they were holding, were they just automatically out? They never explained that, because half the people didn't even do the eating challenge. And yes, TJ gave him shit for it, as he should, because if you're on the show and you're just going to stand around and not eat, why be there?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to take all their votes.
I would have loved that. That would have been great. Like he did earlier in the season. Yes.
Like, CT, you have all the power because you at least tried.
Yeah, right. I don't know. As I said, I thought the hype was so, especially to leave on a cliffhanger last week. Like, like this is this big fucking deal, and I'm just sitting there watching. I'm just like, okay, the screams and the lights, that shit's weak. The fuck they get to puke, that shit's weak. Like, I mean, as I said, I don't think that they scratched off the thing on the blackboard. I thought that like
Yeah.
and then baby nail files easily release you.
Yeah, like I felt like there could have been so much potential there, especially with the bad, like the disgusting food. Be like, oh, you have to do like this, that you're enduring this pain, like this physical toll from holding the heavy bomb. But you're allowed to let go of it if you down that entire thing of cheese juice. So you get one less thing to do. Then you're on your next thing. You're like, you have to keep enduring. In order to not have to endure it anymore, you have to do something else that's gross or something else that's very challenging. And then that way you keep getting through the path instead of just being stuck in one little box the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was weak. We've seen the images all season long, and it's just like, that was it.
Yeah. They oversold and it underdelivered.
Overhyped, absolutely. But finally, we come out. Leroy and Casey get the win. And then they all go back to the house, and we see favorite people. Actually, I love Gabby, but my other favorite person on this season, he might take the cake over Josh, haven't decided yet, but Fessy trying to continue to spit game.
Well, this segment, real quick before we get to the segment, the highlight of the first half of the episode for me was the Doordash commercial featuring Tori. Way to go. I mean, like, of anyone they could have picked to do the Doordash commercial, they chose Tori. And she looked beautiful doing it, and she was good at what she did. Like, I was just like, wow, I mean, it was a professional fucking commercial.
Yeah, and if it was a sponsor with MTV, you clearly can see that they see a lot in Tori because they have her doing their own challenge podcast that they've never done before this season. So they have faith and trust in her. Whenever they come in, I assume they give her like, okay, we're going to give you this amount of camera time. Like, you're going to get this amount of confessionals. We're really going to let you be the narrator as long as you're in here.
Yeah. And a pretty favorable edit.
Oh, yeah. More times than not. But we see this Gabby and Fessy stuff. And Gabby, before this scene, goes, I need to get thrown in and join a stronger partner. Maybe someone like Fessy.
Oh.
Parentheses, the person I'm hooking up with.
Yes. Well, this segment and the next segment, this is tough. So you have Gabby essentially professing her love for Fessy. I mean, I don't think she uses the word love, but pretty freaking close. She's all in.
I don't know how she's all in because I liked it when she was at the beginning of the season, kind of like taking pause. And now all of a sudden, what the heck? Because listening to him talk, just based on what we're shown on the edit, I'm sorry, but that is not someone I'm going to gravitate towards romantically.
Well, yeah, see, I don't think it's love. I think it's lust. Yeah. And she's away from her boyfriend, which, by the way, Tori was engaged. Gabby had a boyfriend. Fessy had a complicated relationship at the time. They all had significant others, just to clarify when they were out there. But she's like, if you're there for that amount of time, and you have to think they've been there for probably like a month and a half by now, you're seeing no one else. Yeah. And at some point, you're just like, well, he spits no game, but like, he's attractive.
Yeah. He's attractive. She's attractive.
Yeah.
Subtract the gold chains.
I think that was a requirement to be on the show this season.
The fucking gold chain game, man. Come on. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Like it might have been 2 episodes ago. I was just like, do I have a gold chain? And it wasn't because I wanted to wear it. It was because I don't need to own it.
Yeah,
it was the follow-up to that question.
Didn't Amber M tell you guys between Josh and Fessy around 30 gold chains in total?
Yeah, like an explainer it was like Trishelle on Kill Reality. Like it looked like she just robbed Forever 21. So Tanya threw her bag of jewelry on the ground. She was like, "That's like $12 from Forever 21. Pick it up." like 80 chains.
Yeah. But I guess it works because Fessy says, I think we're very close to me and Gabby finally opening up, as in I finally get to open up her sheets and go up and snuggle with her.
I totally thought you were going to use a different word there, Alex.
I was ready
wanted
for
to use
something
another
different
one.
too. I thought you were going other places.
Glad you went first.
Yeah, they were practicing for one day, eventually go on Naked and Afraid,
Yeah. So no, I mean, we hear a little bit of Fessy here, like chiming back with, as I said, I felt Gabby essentially said she loved him. She didn't use the word love, but pretty darn close. And we have Fessy going, yeah, it's kind of cool. Not super endorsing. But this is followed by Fessy talking about chatting up Tori post-show and hopefully there's an end of an engagement so he can further pursue, and it's just like, man, like, you finally got the girl that we thought you were trying for. Like, she's all yours. She's all in. And I can imagine if she watched this episode tonight, she was like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And I don't think it was before tonight that she was like that.
Like, why the fuck did he need to talk about Tori tonight?
He didn't.
Why was that necessary? Like, let's just say Tori's not engaged. That's a shitbag thing to do when this girl's all up on you and you pretty much like her. Okay, let's say Tori is engaged. Hey, how about not talking about the fucking engaged girl that you want to fuck?
Well, Fessy has no boundaries, and he's clearly shown that. And also, Corey states it correctly. Everyone knows that Fessy wants Tori. And so then the fact that he tries to go after Gabby, gets the hookup and everything that he wants, and then is like, whatever. Then goes and talks about Tori with Corey. I was not there for the conversation. Not at all.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like, why was that conversation necessary right now? Like, I mean, like, if he had nothing else going on, it's just like, man, sure would have been cool if Tori was still here. Be even cooler if she wasn't engaged. Be even cooler if I wasn't in this complicated relationship. But I don't care about that, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, so like the only reason
any of it.
Yeah, the only reason I can think is they're trying to set up something for a future season where, like, because at the time Tori is still engaged, like they aren't engaged anymore.
Correct.
He knew Jordan because he pretty much tore Jordan's arm out of its socket in an elimination last season in a physical competition elimination, because he only does physical eliminations. And I feel like you set up a rival season, an exes season. I don't know if they're still hooking up with each other, but you have that going on as well. But it's sort of like you give Tori a little bit of motivation to be like, yo, man, like, why are you airing my dirty laundry here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the minimum, they're setting up a moment at the reunion.
Oh, it has to be.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for that. It's going to be good. And I hope Gabby gets to say everything that she wants to say to him, because he deserves everything that's coming to him.
And I think they were looking to create Gabby's moment for the reunion right there with that.
Yeah, because she really does. Only other moment is, oh, I didn't throw myself in against Amber M.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear that question.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I mean,
either.
well, I know the answer. Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
We want to know the drama, the heat that occurred with this entire situation. I just feel bad for her because I actually do really like Gabby, and I just wanted to see her with someone better.
Yeah. He kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I think more people will figure that out as time goes on and the more seasons that he does. Like,
I know girls that are into that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
That's the bad boy. I mean, like, that's replaced with a real bad boy used to be like a fucking bank robber, back in the day, or like a pirate, some evil motherfuckers. That was it's just like Charles Manson. That was a fucking bad boy. Now it's just a shitty boyfriend. I was like, oh, I like bad. It's just like, he's a shitty boyfriend. That's not a bad boy. It's just a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah, but see, like, Fessy is a fake bad guy because I really don't think he's ever fought anyone in his life outside of playing football. There's the difference between him and then primetime CT yelling at people saying, "I'm going to break your skull and eat your brain."
Yeah.
Like
at one time, that was a bad boy.
at one time.
Yeah. That was a legit bad boy.
Oh, old school CT, Johnny, you would love that.
I saw old school. I hung out with CT a couple times. As I said, not a big fan. So, but I love last week, the heel turn. So thank you for calling it, Alex. That was good stuff. That's what I live for, a good heel turn. When you build up that baby face as high as you can, and then he fucking says, "Fuck you, fans." Oh man, I'm all in on that.
Oh yeah, and especially like, "Fuck you, Big T." I'm like, oh no, don't do this to Big T. But we now see new school CT chilling with himself at the bar as they're playing "Addicted to Love" by Robert Palmer.
Oh, there you go. "Addicted to Love." I at one time owned that on vinyl, but I'm gonna pull something real quick. You guys continue with the club talk.
Yeah. So Lauren, essentially we don't get a lot here. The main story here is a continuation of Nanny needs to go in. She needs to go in, get her skull. She wants to be able to prove to people that she can make it to the final again and that she can win one. It's her 10th season. And she may need a new partner too.
Yeah, the thing about it is she knows this is the only chance she really has because herself, Gabby, Big T, the only ones at this point that don't have skulls. And we still don't know how many more weeks that we're going to go until they decide, if you don't have a skull, see you later, pack your bags, you're gone.
Like, I feel like the word I heard was, so they just filmed the reunion last week.
Yeah.
And I was under the impression the last episode was like the beginning of May.
Like, I think the finale may be in the first week of May or last week of April, just because I remember them saying, or I was seeing it online, that it's an 18 episode season. So we still have 5 more episodes to go.
Okay. So we have two episodes for TJ's final. And the only way to run TJ's final is if
you have to earn a gold skull, Johnny. That's the only way.
I would love to be there right now. Just like, "Hey, TJ, is there any way I can just run your final? Is there any requirements?"
Like, if I have a normal skull, do I get to run half of it?
Yeah, because you haven't mentioned throughout the season what exactly it takes to qualify for your final.
Yeah, it's like I stole all of Josh's gold chains before he left, and I'm wearing them around my neck. Like, does that count?
Well, no, I would melt Josh's gold chains into a gold skull.
There you go.
Put it into your helmet, and then you have a gold helmet. And you're like, there
kind
you go.
Kind of the same thing. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So, how many episodes? We have 5 left.
I believe we have 5 left.
Okay.
I think so.
Does the reunion count as one?
That's what I'm not sure of. It may be, it may not be.
Okay, so let's just say it does, just for the argument's sake. So let's say the reunion counts as 1, and then the final, TJ's final, is 2. So that leaves 2 more episodes, perhaps.
Like about 2, and then I think like you lead it. It may be a 2-part finale, so you have half of it, one half of the other. So we may be going into late April. With a reunion.
Or we have 3 more episodes and then TJ's final, which I'm not even sure how you get into, and then the reunion.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's my issue with the gold skull. If we do this for like a couple minutes. The gold skull is a good in theory. The reason why it doesn't work this season and last season is you gave just about every single person an opportunity to get a skull. It needs to have the season needs to be shorter so that there's a cutoff where you have like 8 guys left and you have 5 skulls. Like, sorry for the 3 guys who didn't get it. You're out.
That's where I'm at.
Went for it.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, I think there should have been people like, I feel like maybe it's because all those people left.
It's possible.
So, because I feel like Lola would have got her opportunity if she had just hung around.
Maybe, but she couldn't win worth shit for anything. But then again, I agree with both of you on that. I wanted to see a moment in this season where they're all down at the crater, last elimination happens, someone wins, a group of 5 already have their skulls, another group of 5 have theirs, pop up on the screen like the security breaches do, and then have something go with the wheels spinning. TJ announces, all right, you don't have a gold skull. Peace out.
Yeah. Yeah, the security breach is you don't get to get a gold skull.
Yeah.
I've been telling you to expect the unexpected, and I've been also saying in order to run my final, TJ's final, you have to have a gold skull. And by the looks of it, y'all motherfuckers don't. So see you next season.
Yeah. I would have complained he never mentioned it. Someone get a producer over here. I don't think he explained that to anyone. So all right. So it seems like it's a foregone conclusion about 35 minutes into the episode that it's Nanny versus Gabby.
Yep, and that's why we go straight to deliberation. They pretty much say it, and the only fun part of it is when someone asks, well, are you going to switch partners if you win? And both of them are just like,
so, well, Nanny does reveal in the confessional if she had Kyle's assurance, she would stay. And so I blame Kyle for not sealing the deal before she got. I think it's one of those deals where if Kyle could get Cam back, he's going to. So I think Kyle's a liar, but he's already burned that bridge once with Nanny. So he's like, I ain't going to say it. Like, I'm going to kind of say that I wouldn't get rid of you if the opportunity arose, but I'm not going to, swear on it and have that come back to fucking haunt me.
Yeah, it's just like...
But it did.
Yeah, it did haunt him. But you have to remember, at the beginning of the season, it was Nanny who was saying, I don't think I can have Kyle as a partner. And it did get back around to Kyle. And I think that was one part of him picking Cam was to get into the big alliance so that he doesn't get targeted. But another part was like, I need a partner that is willing to want to work with me. And I think Cam's going to be more willing to than Nanny. So it's like both of them are just like, they can't do anything.
That's true. And then also you're looking at too, I think it's a great question. Darrell's the one that asked it because my mindset would be if someone's like, heck yeah, I'm going to switch partners. If both of them said it, I'm rethinking how I might potentially vote because I don't want to be stolen. I'm happy with my partner. So you really could, if you have the votes to do it, you could force people not to go in that don't have their skulls and not give them a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but we won't see that.
It was tough. So Gabby and Corey are compromised. Shocker. And Anissa reveals that she is going to be in a final, but she's going to cry her way all the way there.
Yeah. She overhears Fessy venting to Corey about Nisa just not being ready. She doesn't train. Right, and pretty much just talking all the shit behind her back.
I'm with Fessy on that. Like, how many years have you, she ain't going to magically turn strong and grow wings and, you're in that house doing nothing. Just work out if Anissa worked out every day, like if you hung out with Lolo Jones every minute of every day in that fucking house, you would be ready for TJ's final. And to run, okay.
Yeah. In order to run, you have to have your gold skull, which she has. She has.
Yes, she's halfway there.
Yeah, she has her passport. She's ready to go. But yeah,
if you're Anissa, why wouldn't you tie yourself to Lolo Jones?
I don't know, but I got to defend Anissa a little bit here. She does have a lot of strong qualities about herself, but if we're talking about the running portion, which most finals are, she's going to struggle with that because we've seen it in previous seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Like when we see her at the house, we see her snacking or sitting down. Like
because our game's politics.
You've seen her half-assed on the Peloton twice.
You had to have the slow-mo shots of everyone. Right?
I don't think it was slow-mo.
But you can look back.
Slow. There was no mo.
But if you look back to what they did where they had the mini final where they were running, they were dead last. So, and he's right. If you're basing it off of that and a final is going to be lots of running, you can put yourself behind. Yes, you can catch up on puzzle portions, eating portions in other areas. But if you have to run, swim, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Fessy ain't helping you with the eating, perhaps. And Fessy, I don't know how much he's going to help you with the puzzle.
Not at all.
All right, so
I sort of love
next-
Nanny. I love Nanny though when Anissa's talking with her and Nani's trying to comfort her. Nani goes into confessional and goes, I really don't want to be having this conversation right now.
Yeah.
Like my job is to be focused on the elimination, and if I fuck her over, then I fuck her over.
Yeah. I'll get to fucking her over, but I don't need to talk to her about not fucking her over before then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, elimination activated. It's time to go to the crater.
So elimination activated. Big T says, "Release the beast, Gabby."
Release the beast.
I would love to see Gabby release the beast. I think that's what Alex was alluding to earlier, but he changed it to sheets. So we go to the crater, and I think MTV has been killing it all season with the music. And boom, little Bon Jovi, "Slippery When Wet," "Living on a Prayer," track number 3 on this award-winning final. So happy to see that. Like, I've had over a handful of the songs that have played throughout the season. So excellent song choice there by MTV.
Yeah, who'd have thunk a company, a channel called MTV would be able to pick good music for a show?
Yeah, but then when they provide it to Amazon, they remove the music.
Oh, licensing, it's a bitch.
That's insanity.
They're cheap. I feel for Zach, who never gets to listen to the music.
How could that not be built into the show that you're distributing? It's just like, hey, this is an MTV show. We're MTV. We got music is ours.
Yeah, we got music. We got ridiculousness for 23 hours a day.
Do not say those words.
No, I can't stand that show.
Oh my God. That guy doesn't like me.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess he was a fan of mine. And when that show, because I loved Robin Big, and I thought the Fear Factory is okay, but I loved Robin Big. Like that, I was like, I want that friendship, and I want a mini horse. I thought that was great. And then Fear Factory came out. I was like, not as good, but whatever. Then Ridiculous came out. I was just like, this is like fucking I like Tosh. This is like Tosh meets America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh yeah,
not the good part about Bob Saget, like the bad part.
Yeah,
and I was just like, this. And so I tweeted something like, we don't need a second-rate version. I don't know. I shit on the show, and my buddy Nuzzy was there at the Fantasy Factory when I tweeted it, and he was like, "Man, Jonny Fairplay just shit on me. I fucking love it. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy forever." I was like, "Oh no," because I could have, at least it would have been a payday to be on that shitty show.
Oh man, yeah. I always called it the low rent America's Funniest Home Videos, because I would sometimes watch it 5 minutes before the show would start, so I had everything set up.
Ugh.
I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
It's so horrible. It's so horrible.
Well,
and now, I might have finally got off the bad list, and then I fuck it up tonight. But I'm sorry. That show.
I'll take the blame.
No, it's fine. You can blame us, Johnny. But that's exactly why Alex and I watched the show together. We have that shit muted before the challenge comes on.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so horrible. But once again, I take it all back. I think the show's great, and I would like to hang out with Chanel West Coast, Fessy style.
Oh man.
Oh man. Open the sheets.
Yeah.
Is that a t-shirt? You get yourself an Open the Sheets t-shirt at JohnnyFairplay.com.
Oh, man.
With every t-shirt purchase, JohnnyFairplay.com, you get a t-shirt. There you go.
Yeah.
No, you get a phone call.
You also get a phone call from Jonny Fairplay if it doesn't go to spam.
If it doesn't go to my spam.
That's the important part. So we have
You have to message me because there's so many of them. I don't know why. I don't know. I get a lot of stuff from Pro Wrestling Tees, a lot of emails. So I think that's kind of pushing it. So.
Yeah. So we have our teams down there. It's Gabby and Corey. Leroy and Casey pick Nanny and Kyle because they were going to the entire time. But TJ wants to trick them again, goes, as I always say, nothing is as it seems, but tonight is a women's elimination. You just hear Kyle go, that's not funny. That's not funny, man.
Yeah.
I didn't fall for that shit on this one. He's done it too many times where it's not believable. You can only fake it a few times in a season, and then if you keep rolling with it, eventually people are gonna be like, it's not real.
Yeah. So it's called, we are getting Operation Ring of Spies again, which Kyle won against Joseph Allen, I think his name was, and we will never be saying that name again.
I'm stunned you're bringing him up in this podcast.
Well, it was Ring of Spies, so you were on either side of the arena. When he said go, both opponents would run to the middle of the crater, leap for the ring like you're Sonic the Hedgehog, and battle to get to your post. Best 2 out of 3 win. They earned their gold skull and are qualified to run TJ's final. Did you know?
Oh, wow. Did you know my good friend Ben served our nation's military? All back. I didn't either. You never met me on the show.
I need a counter for how many times we've said TJ's final tonight.
Oh my god.
A lot. Double digits.
Someone will count. Hey, if I had porn, I would give you porn for counting the number of times that we said TJ's final.
It just won't be my first MILF this time.
No.
Yeah, so we have Gabby on one end who's nervous. It's her first ever elimination, but she is a fitness instructor, so she thinks she has a shot here, while Nanny is full on emotion here. She's fired up. She's passionate. She wants to prove people that she can win eliminations again and get to the final. And it was a good back and forth these 3 rounds.
I thought Nanny had the decisive advantage with the height on getting the ring, but when Gabby gets that first ring and then makes the move, I was just like, "What? Did I totally misguess all of this?" And then then they set up for round 2, and Nanny starts with a defeated look on her face, but she did get that ring first, and I think that was the deciding factor. And I think that height led to her getting the ring both in rounds 2 and 3.
Oh, for sure. And then especially in round 3, she just went up, scooped it up real quick, and just duked her and got it in. And I think what essentially happens there too,
that's what Jesse did to her earlier that evening.
Essentially, if you're a fast sprinter and can get to that ring first, it's a huge advantage. And we saw in other instances in previous challenges, if you get there at the same time, you're going to have that tug and pull. And that's what they really won. But Nanny just crushed it on the 3rd.
Yeah, I think Gabby was gassed.
Yeah, I think she used so much in the first round, and then she had to use even more in the second round to try to fight off Nanny. And I almost felt like in the second round that she almost let go in more of a sense okay, let me just give her this round and so I can get revamped. But we see it in the 3rd round as Bon Jovi comes rising up. You're like, oh no, nope, she has zero chance.
Zero chance of the Bon Jovi. They won't play in that Bon Jovi for Gabby.
No,
they'll put on some U2 or something. It's America, it's New Jersey.
I have 2 YouTube albums over there, so bring it. Let's go.
Oh, there we go.
I want to know how long though that the first section lasted, because we've seen on previous seasons where they're in there for hours. So I want to know how long that actually occurred for, because as you said, Johnny, Gabby was gassed.
She was gassed. So, but I mean, I love the fight. I thought, this was, other than, I think the ring should have been a little lower.
I think it should have been lower. I think it should have been bigger. When Kyle was in his elimination, it was a huge ring, so that you could really dig your arm in and pull. It was basically frisbee size, a toy frisbee that you throw to a dog.
Fessy uses it as a cock ring.
Oh, okay.
Way to go, Fessy. I don't know.
I don't know. It's but I think
he's a big dude. He's got to be packing, right?
Who knows?
Well, apparently lots of people know.
Well, yeah. But do we see Gabby again?
Alex, you have homework this week. Next week, I want to know how big Fessy's dick is.
What's the scale? Like, are we comparing it to Rupert's balls now?
I don't know. Do I still have it? Oh, I think it's.
I'll get my investigative team right on it.
Wait,
I used to have a Peter meter in my desk. I'll break it out next week. You'll love it.
Fantastic.
so Alex, I think the direction you were going in is, will we see Gabby in the future? And I absolutely think that we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rookie class, I think they gave her a good time. They gave her a relatively good edit. Like, they didn't really trash her at all. It was more like it was her being her. So anything that was bad, it was like, oh, it was because I made a bad mistake. And now you have an extra season with Fessy.
Because she's beautiful.
Yeah. And she also has that international appeal by bringing in someone from the UK.
Yep.
Was she the hottest girl in the house? She's top 3 if she's not.
She was up there for me when I saw the cast and I saw her. I was like, it blew me away.
Holy moly. I mean, yeah. I mean, she's I mean, the accent is just, it puts her over the top. I mean,
yeah.
She's nice. She's funny. I mean, she's a total package.
Yeah, I think we'll see her in more seasons. I love her friendship.
I'm an Ashley Millionaire Mitchell guy. Don't get me wrong, but you know.
I was gonna say, Johnny, you gotta back her up, right?
Yeah. That's my girl.
Hey, you know, he's like, it's the one time Johnny's like, Fessy, you know, he has all these options out there.
Yeah. So, and how sad was? I mean, like. I think Gabby will really regret her walk off, you know, after seeing the edit on this episode with Fessy talking about Tori, because she was like, you know, I'll see you at the or after the show and at the reunion, and we'll get back together, blah blah blah, and you know, and then we hear that Fessy's sad, but not sad enough to talk about another girl previously on before Gabby leaves on the episode, so.
Yeah, they did her dirty there with the editing by having that in there. But of course, they're going to do it because it sets it up for the reunion, as we've talked about.
I'm glad in that aspect. I'm glad they did, because I'd rather her shit on him at the reunion than just get asked about Amber M.
Oh, agreed, 100%.
That's the 2 options. I choose Gabby shitting on Fessy all day long.
For sure. But I agree overall. You have to look at it this way. Overall, the cast is gorgeous. Every single person is very attractive on the cast.
Yeah, no,
it's a requirement.
I'm not kicking anyone out of my sheets.
I love it. So, but now we get to the main event.
Yeah. So Nanny wins. Tears of joy. She chooses Fessy, shockingly, and Kyle is begging. Please pick Corey, Anissa. Please pick Corey. She picks Kyle, and he says, I hate this game. Oh, hi, Anissa.
TJ's face, the best. He was dying.
Oh, he loved every fucking second of that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the cool thing about TJ. He's just like, you know, when there's humor, he's all in on it.
Oh, yeah. He loves bashing everyone, laughing in their face, at their misery. Yeah. Like that's what brings him joy.
Yes.
Yeah. That and trivia.
Yeah, that was great. And Big T now with Corey. Will the curse be broken?
Well, it's the 7th partner. You know, 7's usually a lucky number.
Oh, there we go.
But it's Corey.
Oh yeah, forgot. There's that too.
Can't keep a girl to save his life.
Yeah, but now Corey and Big T are paired up as the only people without skulls.
Yes.
Everyone else is partnered skull. So we're guaranteed someone with skull obviously going in, but maybe we don't even see Corey or Big T go back in. Maybe we have skull on skull action here.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited. So, but next week we see the Underwater Code Challenge. We've been seeing this in the previews since the very beginning of the season. Very excited here. This looks like this will make up for the
Mm-hmm.
Survive the Night challenge, right?
I would hope
There's
so.
no way it can't.
Yeah, I hope so. With water challenge, I've seen some of their water challenges. They can be pretty brutal. So I'm game.
I think they're gonna gas. They're gonna gas out on this one. Some people are gonna quit. I think you're gonna find some people that aren't gonna be able to finish it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm cool. Like I'm cool with them not being able to finish because they can't, not because they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see that for sure. Especially the water is so cold.
Yeah. Well, they're in the wetsuits.
They are, but still, it's freezing.
I've been in a wetsuit in cold fucking water, and it's still fucking like they're just like, you're in the wetsuit. I'm like, go fuck yourself. This shit sucks.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be a challenge where it's the first time where I feel every single team is really going to be fighting for it for very specific reasons. Where you have Corey and Big T, like, we need to go in and get our skulls one way or the other. You have people like Kyle, who's like, I recognize that I'm the person who's going to get called out amongst all the guys. I need to win this, even though I have Anissa. So do I lose it, try to win another elimination so that I can not have Anissa anymore? Like, there's a lot going on here. You have CT, Cam wanting to protect their skulls, Leroy and Casey want to protect their skulls. Like,
yeah,
there's stuff to fight for.
As I said, 5, possibly 6 episodes.
Yep.
We'll see if the reunion counts. And CT second guessing choosing Cam. I think that's. We'll see. I think that's a red herring in the preview. I think CT is not second guessing picking Cam. She might be, but he ain't.
Yeah, I think he may be frustrated with her for not just fully buying into him. But I think it's just a mix of personality. They're two alphas, and two alphas can't. You need to have a beta for every alpha.
You can't have two bosses, especially in partnership on the challenge.
There you go. So,
yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, guys, how much fun was tonight?
It's great.
I had a blast. We ended up talking longer than the actual episode.
Well, I mean, we're here to help, educate, and like Fessy populate at our core.
I wasn't expecting to be educated tonight though on Rupert's balls. So I can tell you that.
There you go, guys. So,
there you go. The more you know.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. We had a loaded Wednesday night. Anyone that did not catch Brent Walgamot and Zach Hacker earlier tonight talking BB Canada, go watch it right now. Once again, absolute fire. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. You can catch Zach is back, and he is with Peter Brown from BB Canada, talking BB Canada. And like to support the podcast, become a patron. Go to adfreeNSFW.com. We're watching Australian Survivor. I surprised the guys on the podcast last night, and Annalise from season 2 of Australia's version of Survivor. We're about 16, 17 episodes in. You can catch up really quickly. I drop an episode from their season on Friday, and then we do a podcast on Tuesday, and I drop that either that night or Wednesday morning. Depends upon what time we get done with everything. We do a weekly Q&A. We have patrons join us, ask the questions. We have game night once a month. We have trivia. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool community there. As I said, try it for 1 month. If you don't like it, I will send your money back. As I said, no one is held hostage at adfreeNSFW.com.
Yeah. With that, I agree. We're both patrons. We enjoy the community. Please join, and remember to like this video, like it, give us 5-star reviews on your podcast or any place that you are listening to this podcast, and hit subscribe to Reality NSFW so that you are aware of all coverage moving forward. And with that, we're out.
Night, everyone.
Bye, guys.